Greetings, y'all. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. I'm back. Back here in Ringwoods 4X by Stevie. Got the dog walking around back there behind me. And we are going to sell some wood chips starting out this morning. We got a lot of wood chips back. We got them in different locations. Head back to that truck. No, it's funny. Normally when you run through the snow, you can hear it. And there'll be Fuzzy coming in. Yeah, I couldn't hear myself running through the snow. That's weird. Voice is still kind of on the mend, but I think I'm better than I was. I've been really sick all week. Still kind of sick. I don't know if I've got the new, what they call it? There's a new COVID, like, variant going out, they say. It's called, cicada, I think. I don't know if I had that. I looked up the symptoms. I have every symptom on the list. So I'm like, no, maybe, I don't know. Hopefully not. I think it's just this deep south weather. Alright, let's double check where we're taking the chips to. We're not going to the same place, I think. I think it's different now. But I think it's still close. Wood chips. So we ended up, I filled up 2 trucks. So 36,117,000. So we're gonna sell some wood chips today. Let's see. 1,600, 1,572. Or that's 1,372, isn't it? 1,618. Probably that farmer's kiosk. 1601, 1591, 1614. That's kind of out of the way there. What's that other place at? That's the other place. 1606. So it's higher. It's 1618 at the little farmer's kiosk. So that's where we'll go. That place. Alright. So I've got wood chips in different locations. I've got most of them up front, at the silo up front, but I had to put some back here because I filled that silo up with all the carrots and whatnot that's also in that silo. I had 26 million liters of wood chips up there, and then I had to actually move some. So turn this next time. I'm kind of hanging out on the road here. I have to kind of turn it and dump from the side, maybe, or back into it, maybe. You know what? It might be better to pull in from this way. So, like, go clockwise around, Fuzzy. Pull in from the road here. That's what I'll do. I'll pull in from the road next time. And then we'll be in our yard there dumping into it. Good morning, Twitchy. Good morning, Will. Up 1.6 million already. Almost 1.7. Oh, I can't turn on the snow. There's like a lot of snow. It's funny there's no snow like right here. Guess we got a guy working for us that's clearing the snow maybe away from the greenhouses and the cows and stuff there. I don't know, that's weird. Although some of these snow masks are from like the buildings that we got rid of, so I think there was a building back there though. Not wheat. Not wheat. Make sure you change it back over to wood chips. Wood chips. Wood chips. Where are you? Pellets. Yeah, still about 10 million liters in here right now in this one. So, when I get this one emptied, I'll switch over up there with Fuzzy and help him up there. Morning, Adam. How's it going? It's been a very rough week. So rough, in fact, I couldn't record any videos. Been plagued with coughing spells. I don't know how else to explain that. I mean, it's literally like I'll just cough, and then it's like a coughing attack. I'll just cough, and I just can't stop coughing, and it gets pretty bad. I would, some people were like, well, maybe it's allergies, maybe it's, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm going to say it's the weather. Because, just like last night, or well, let's go like within the last 24 hours. So, yesterday morning, and all day yesterday, it was really warm, right? I think we got up to 90 degrees one day. And then yesterday it got pretty warm. We got up in the mid 80s. So I had my air on from this week when it got, because it got warm, it got hot. So I had my air conditioning running, right? Woke up last night after, gosh, it was early this morning technically. It was after midnight for sure. But had to get up, turn the heat back on because it was like 44 degrees outside. So I had mine switched over to AC, so I had no heat going at all. And when it's 44 degrees outside, that's cold. So yeah, I wasn't able to record a video. Sometimes I'll do a couple of videos on Fridays, but I didn't have the voice for it. There was a few days that I didn't even feel like farming. There were some days I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go in and do some work. You don't feel like farming, you must be in death's doorstep. No, I don't think so. I just, oh man, I felt horrible. Things while that's loading. Looks like our corn and soybeans finally finished drying. Well, I say that. You know what? I think we ran out of propane. Where's that other truck at? Start that back up. Seeing there, we still got some beans in there. We still got a little bit of corn left to dry. Go ahead and turn that back on too. This thing just does not want to turn on the snow at all. Why did this go back to wheat? It stayed at wood chips, no? What we'll do is we'll get straight on into at least March. We'll probably skip cotton this time around because I've got a lot of cotton bales. Built a new cotton shed over there. And I think we're good to go on cotton. Might do is go ahead and buy the spinnery and the clothes shop. And haul some over there maybe. We'll go ahead and get into at least March. Or well, maybe at least up to the point where we're going to sell some extra bales or something. Better we could just hang on to them until next year. Might be a better idea. Hang on to the bales. fed over the year. Ringwoods. Yeah, woodchuck might be a little mad at us. Five loads over here. Five in a little bit. You guys see where James Tolkien died? He was 94 years old. James Tolkien is the actor that played Mr. Strickland on Back to the Future, the school principal. He played the town marshal in the Old West Hill Valley. But he passed away. He also played the skipper on, I guess he was the skipper on Top Gun. He's also a teacher on Problem Child 2. And he played a kennel master once upon a time, way back in the day. Well, I guess closer to the same days that he was really at his peak, I guess, in the movie business. He played a kennel master in a really, really old movie. It was a Disney Sunday movie called The Little Spies. It was a great movie. A lot of those movies were great. A lot of them had your actors like that either hadn't made it big just quite yet. Some of them would go on to do other things like TV and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll always know, I guess probably most of us will always know him as Mr. Strickland from Back to the Future. You're a slacker. You remind me of your father when he went to school here. He was a slacker too. I can't believe it. I gotta give you guys your dream shot. You two characters are going to Top Gun. Gentlemen, good luck, gentlemen. I want to go watch Back to the Future and Top Gun. Word is they're still working on the Top Gun 3. I don't know, I haven't checked on the status of that lately. I don't know if it's still in pre-production or what the story is there. They're making a third one. I know they were, the last I checked, they were working on the script. And it might have gotten into pre-production. Okay, Top Gun 3 is officially in active development at Paramount Pictures. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer confirming the script is being written. And Joseph Kosinski is expected to return as the director. And it looks like all of the characters are confirming or have confirmed to be returning. I don't see Jennifer Connelly's name in that list. Wasn't that Jennifer Connelly? Played Penny Benjamin in Maverick. I think it was Jennifer Connelly. Very wintry, yeah. Yeah, Jennifer Connelly, that's who played Penny Benjamin. Can you close these doors? Nope, still can't close these upper doors up here. Oh, but hey, this is all cleaned out. Look, in the base game, there's a lot of like straw bales and junk up here. I like this. This is all cleaned out. If we could figure out how to do it, we could store some stuff up here. Guess we could do some bales through the doors. Store some bales up there. That'd be a challenge, wouldn't it? Dude, if only that bale grabber thing worked right there. Whee! Rent that space out to Fuzzy's room. As Fuzzy's room, yeah. I don't know, there's not any heat in that thing up there, I don't think. If we can't close those doors, we're gonna get a lot of moisture in there and a lot of birds. Sound normal this weekend? Yeah, I'm doing a lot better than I was. need somewhere bigger. Well, I mean, you could have the whole barn at your disposal. So, I mean, you'd have maybe the lower part, and then you have that second kind of mezzanine up there. You know, it's not really called the catwalk, like the perch walk or whatever. And you'd have the entire attic. Living in an attic would be cool. I always kind of admired the attic from, you guys ever see that movie Practical Magic? That's a really cool house. So they have this staircase with a tower that goes all the way up to the 3rd floor in the attic, and it kind of spirals up there so you can go up and look down the entire staircase. But that attic was pretty cool. Really though, if I would want to have a room anywhere, or a place where I can, sit down, watch movies, play Farm Sim, play other video games, stuff like that, I would want a basement. I would want a basement with another basement. I'd want a basement with a like a all-out shelter. That would be. They have that thing fully stocked. Everything freeze-dried to make pizzas with. Yeah, a 2-story basement, with the lower basement being the fallout shelter. It'd be like a hidden basement, like a hidden fallout shelter. I'd fully stock it with, food and supplies. If anything broke out, like a zombie apocalypse or a whole nuclear showdown, or something like that, or even just your tornado or something like that, then I would have that area to live in. Oh, this cool house. It was a video. It had like a flower bed and a picture window, and those both kind of slid, and one of them, the window folded in, but the flower bed slid out of the way, and it opened up to a underground garage. So the garage, the vehicle garage for this house, was underground. That's really something that I would want. Because I can't tell you how many times I've appreciated having my truck parked in my garage. And, most people just use their garage for extra storage, and stuff like that, or, other things. And I've always loved parking my truck in there, because when it rains, it's pouring down rain, which you're in the deep south, it's often going to be storming or pouring down rain. You can just get right in your vehicle and just open the door straight out and close the door. That's good to go. Plus, if it ever snows or ices or anything like that, I remember not having a garage and having to dig my truck out of the snow that had piled up on it, and the ice that had piled up on it. That just, it's too cold. It takes forever. And now if it snows or ices, I can just get straight into it. It's clean, nothing's on it. Warmer. Yeah, I bet that cost a pretty penny to have an underground garage. I always wanted to be like the Jurassic Park guy. What was his name? John Hammond. You know, the guy that built Jurassic Park. All throughout the movie, you know, he's showing off all the stuff they've done and all the stuff they've got. And he has that saying, spared no expense. I would love to have that kind of money to throw around and be able to say that, you know. I bought a fully functional underground pizzeria. Spared no expense. I got a air-conditioned, heated, enclosed lawnmower. Spared no expense. Reality for most of the guys out there, it's like you got married and had 3 kids. Spared no expense. Absolutely spared no expense. Couple more loads over here. Check on Fuzzy while that fills up. Yay. Still got 17 million over here. Whoa, there's a save. So if you come around behind the silo system here, and behind our dryer over here, behind the refinery, this is where I built the bale shed. I think we got plenty of cotton. Got how many in there? 99 bales plus 1 plus 1. So those 2 plus 1 bales are the smaller bales. So they're the non, you know, 10,000 liter bales. They're smaller than 10,000 liters. So yeah, we got plenty of cotton. One thing we need to do today is build some new storage sheds, and we really just don't have enough room here in the farm build them. So we may have to look elsewhere. Did have an idea of selling the greenhouses. But I don't, even just selling these, we haven't started any of these yet. Even just selling this, you could probably fit maybe one shed out here. If, yeah, probably one. But it would be a very tight fit. Yeah, I've got a place set aside that we can build a new whole area, sheds and whatever else we can think of. Maybe more mail sheds. Oh yeah, we'll have the funds to do it. I don't think we'll like fully completely move. We'll keep our animals up here, we'll keep our house up here, the silos, the dryer. Say we go ahead and get the other properties. Right. And make it just for cotton storage. I think we've got enough room over there. We could actually build another cotton shed maybe behind the one we got there if we needed to. And then I could, build more stuff down south too. I've got that little lot down there. We've got actually two pretty good sized lots. We've got, there's one down here, right there down south. And then there's one up here, right up here. And actually, do we not own that? Yeah, we don't own that one yet, so we'd have to buy that one. And we own the sawmill production, but we don't own the land that it sits on, so we'll probably buy that too. I think we can afford it. You know what I need to do? I need to pay the loan back. Go ahead and get started on that. We're yeah, we're maxed out on our loan. So let me start paying that back. This is where you need that old rapid fire. You just hold down the button and it one day when I get older, I'm gonna have carpal tunnel syndrome. They're gonna be like, what have you done to get carpal tunnel syndrome? Playing farm sim and paying back the loan. I'm gonna send the bill to Giants. Define PC auto clicker. Is that a mod? When I pause there for a second, I'm switching fingers. Currently onto my middle finger now. Already used my thumb, I've already used my index finger. I'm gonna have to switch back to my thumb. Wouldn't that be cool if you had like a voice command like, you know, Google and Siri have on the Apple thing? That would be cool. Alright, there's our line. It'd be cool if you could say, you know, like take the character from in the game, who is it, Walter? His grandpa? He'd be like, hey Walter, pay back my loan. Or hey Walter, pay back $10,000 on my loan. Or something like that. Johan, pay back my loan. Good morning, Trent. You'd always hit the backspace button as well. Well, it's harder for me to get over to my backspace button where I've got it at. It's easier to do it on controller. Now what they need to do is set it to where, like, okay, I have $3 million. I also have a $3 million loan. Let me go in and select 3 on that slot for the million slot, and then just hit one button. Boom, your loan's paid back. And not have to sit there and press, what is it, $5,000 increments over and over and over and over and over and over again. Load, but we're going into this side of the way out. I need to make a, have you messed with the overseating yet? No. I need to make a video of the top, I don't know, 5 or 10 things that we want to see in the next game. And I'm not talking about Farming Simulator 26. I saw the announcement for that. That is a mobile game. I might take a look at it just to have something to mess with at work when I'm not doing anything or something, but there's very little times that I'm at work and I'm not doing anything. I'm always busy. I'll probably get it just to have it, but I'm talking about like what I'm gonna assume will be Farming Simulator 27, or no, not 27. It'll be Farming Simulator probably 28. Unless they skip on up to 30. They just take the numbering out altogether, you know. Just call it Farming Simulator, you know, 2027 edition, or, you know, 2028 edition, or, you know. They can call it Farming Simulator Online. It's gonna be even colder tonight. I need to keep the heat on for a couple of days. It's gonna be colder tonight and tomorrow night. potatoes. We got red beets, sugar beets, and what's left of the wood chips. Trying to remember what color that was. I think it's that one. I think it was the Cody green that I used to try to match up to the sheds and stuff here in the farm. And you look at this bale shed back here. I think that's the color that I used. It's the Cody green. That's the closest I could get to matching up this color. I think it's pretty close. Yay. Looks like we're out of corn now. These are full. I will shut these down temporarily. And that one is just out of everything. It's out of chaff, it's out of grass. I'll shut it down for now. And then fertilizer needs manure, and that's pretty much it. It's got plenty of digestate in there, and to make the solid fertilizer we need the manure and I think just the digestate or slurry. You can do water and slurry if you want to do liquid first. We've got plenty of water in there. I guess we need to buy more cows to make slurry. Yeah, caught some fresh fish for Fuzzy's lunch. Got trout. I don't think I've ever had trout before. One thing I'd like to do, go camping out in Northern California, or well, really anywhere out west where there's trout, and catch some trout and live off the trail. That movie. It was an older movie from back in the day. Oh, I think it was The Parent Trap. Remember the old original Parent Trap movie with Haley Mills? Made back in the, well, gosh, 50s or 60s. And they go camping, and they take their evil soon-to-be stepmother, who they're trying to, break her and their dad up because they don't want him to marry her or something like that. And she's not a very outdoorsy person, and she said, "We had trout for dinner. We're having trout for supper. What are we having for breakfast?" the trail guy that's with them, the camping guy's like, "Trout." So the twins are like, "Yeah, let's have some more of that delicious trout." Need to try that at some point. Try trout. I bet it's pretty fishy. I've had catfish. I've had salmon. I would imagine it's probably somewhere along those lines. Yeah, that was a pretty good movie. I like all the old school Disney stuff from back in the day. I used to watch that as a kid. We used to watch a lot of those old Disney movies like that. You had Parent Trap, you had 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. We had Old Yeller, Mary Poppins. What was the one with the Herbie, the Beetle, Volkswagen? Quite a few of them back then. A lot of animated movies. Herbie. Was it the Love Bug? Yeah. Herbie the Love Bug, yeah. That darn cat. Yeah. The Shaggy Dog. Yeah, the original one. A lot of those were made in black and white, and later they came out in color. And what was the one? They made a remake of it with Robin Williams. I think it was called Flubber, but I think the original one wasn't called that. What was the original one called? Was it called Flubber too? No, it was called something else. Maybe it was called Flubber. Oh, the Casper movie? Yeah, that one came out in the 90s. I remember that one. That was a good one too. Flipper? No, no, not Flipper. Flubber. You know, he was a professor, right? Like a scientist. And he invented this flying rubber. So he combined the two, flying and rubber, into Flubber. Now it had another title. It wasn't Flubber. They called the new one Flubber. That's what he called the stuff in the movie then too. But the title of the movie wasn't Flubber. It was The Absent-Minded Professor. That was the title of the movie. I think with the remake they didn't want to make it that long and that, complex. The Absent-Minded Professor. Harder to spell when you're looking for it if you want to buy it. So they just made it Flubber. And I think the sequel to that movie was called Son of Flubber or something. I like a lot of those old movies like that. Panic in Year Zero. That was a pretty good one. You had a lot of those movies like that. Panic in Year Zero and a lot of the old... I hate to call them horror movies because I guess... I don't know if you would technically call them horror movies. They were more like science fiction stylish movies, but they had a lot like The Wasp Woman and Night of the Living Dead. Well, Night of the Living Dead might have been a horror movie. You could probably look at that one and say it's horror. Wasn't really. Even The Walking Dead, I don't consider to be horror. Because, I mean, yeah, the zombies are bad, and yeah, they'll eat you alive, but Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that one was a little scary. All them Oompa Loompas running around. Actually, that one was scary. When I was a kid, I'd watch that. And when the kids got into trouble, so Augustus Gloop, he got sucked into a tube. Okay, that's nightmarish fuel right there. What was the second one? Just the boat ride through the tunnel was scary. And then you had the girl that blew up like a blueberry. And then you had Violet Beauregard, and she fell down a shaft, which that was scary. Wow, man, you're all over the place with these movies. You're going from like Casper and Flipper and Willy Wonka, and now you're over to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, that I would consider horror, yeah. Yeah. Charlie and the Chocolate... You know what? I heard they're making another one. Or they're trying to. They're doing a lot of remakes on all of these. I think they've run out of stuff to make, like originally. They've run out of writers, maybe. I need to go to Hollywood and write some stuff. They're like, hey, turn this into a movie. they're running out of stuff, I think, and they're just taking the old stuff and putting different people in it and changing it up a little bit, but it's pretty much the same. Yeah, well, they already did one after Johnny Depp, and I never saw that one. I think it was like more like a prequel to The Factory, right? Like an origin story. It's kind of like that Wizard of Oz series, you know. You had the original from what, the 30s with Judy Garland. You had the sequel, which was Return to Oz, and that was scary, with Fairuza Balk back in the 80s. Then you had the prequel, which came out, which had, what's that guy's name? I can't remember the guy's name that plays the wizard, but it was a prequel, and that I actually enjoyed that movie because it was set up really well. It had Mila Kunis and Michelle Williams played Glinda the Good Witch. She's hot. So, yeah, that was a good movie. And then they made the Wicked stuff, which, I mean, yeah, the original movie it had some music in it, you know, but Wicked is more like a musical. So they made Wicked, and then they made a second Wicked movie. I just haven't gotten into those. They need to make a farm sim movie? Yeah. There was an animal movie, which I guess would be kind of like a farm movie, that's supposed to be coming out soon. Can't remember the title of it, but I think it's got like sheep in it or something, and they talk, and they're like trying to save the farm or save the like the shepherd, like the farmer. Can't remember the name of it. Supposed to be coming out, I think, this year. A lot of these movies don't come out till this summer, so I think the Mario Brothers movie will be another big hit. You know, the last one was a pretty big hit. They're supposed to be making a fourth Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Making another Street Fighter, and that's got a lot of WWE people in it. I think Cody Rhodes plays whatever the character is that has the flat top, buzz cut, yellow hairdo from Street Fighter. The owner was killed and they're trying to find who did it. Okay. The son-in-law. Yeah, I guess that would be, Who would they get to play Matt from the Green Arcade? see. I would say let's do Jack Black. I know Jack Black. He likes to play video games and he likes pizza, so you could do Jack Black. So we ended up with 336 of dried corn. We got 424 so far of dried beans, but we got like 1,000,000 liters of beans. We might have to build a second dryer. This is going to take a while. Especially if we do an increased number of beans, which I would like to do. I've been doing a lot of expanding around the outside areas out there. Got a lot of trees to work on. Need to get into the actual logging start up here. We're gonna start that up. I think we're gonna do all the traditional logging stuff up north here. So all the trees, I haven't really cut a lot of trees up here. Unless they were in between some fields that already exist. But a lot of them are still there along the edges and kind of in between these areas that we haven't owned yet. But I would say let's do our traditional logging up there. And elsewhere we can clear out, you know, and just go ahead and take them out. But yeah, if we did a farm sim movie, John would have to be in it as well. You're right. So who would play John? Who was that guy y'all said he looked like? Was it, what was his name? Was it Luke Combs? No, who was that? Was it Luke Combs? That we said John looked like? Luke Combs could play John. Jack Black could play me. Who do we get to play Tony? We'd have to have somebody play Tony. Tony's kind of, yeah, he's about average height and thinner than us, probably. So I would say, I don't know, maybe like Tom Holland or, you know. Now it'd have to be somebody. We need a Tony, a Trent, and a Fuzzy. The problem is I don't know what... I know what Tony looks like, but I don't know what Trent and Fuzzy look like. So I don't know how to really characterize characters for those guys. I'm not full. Where am I going? I'm not full yet. I think we're going to be close to 50 million in the bank here. How much have we made today so far? Let's go look. So far today, we have made 5.23, almost 4 million, 52,400,000, close to that. We're still selling. We paid back the 3 million on the loan, so we're not done yet. We're getting there. But our cash in the bank right now is 49 million. Yeah, we did find somebody to play the shop owner guy, right? Somebody like a Crazy Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard. Crazy Cooter. We ain't got much left to buy as far as acreage goes. All we've got is these fields up here and these two little fields there. This little corner lot down here. One little field there. The lots that the biogas plant and the whatever that is there. What is that there? The grain elevator. Got this field down here. That field right there. That field right there. This is a little lot right there. The 2 lots up there where the sawmill's at. Oh, the metal rolls stuff. We need to get that. We're gonna need. I think we need some metal for the roller coaster. So we need to buy that. There's a little like long lot there, and then where the roller coaster actually sits at, you can buy that. And that's it. You can't buy any of the town area. You can buy the little like blocks where the productions sit. I have no clue what our next map will be. I haven't even looked. Haven't even looked or been looking. Right now, I'm kind of enjoying this one. Really? Farming Simulator 19 is going to be 10 years old in a couple years? Yeah, that's... Because it came out in 2018, didn't it? Farming Simulator 19. So yeah, not next year, but the year after next. Actually, you know, I do kind of have an idea of where we might go next. Not set in stone yet, though, so, and it's definitely not ready. It's not like we can just pack our bags and move, so. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at a new one. I'm very intrigued by a new one. Let's say that. November 19th, 2018 is when it came out. So November 19th. It's like that date is the space-time continuum date for game releases. So we had Farming Simulator 19 came out on November 19th, 2018. And we've got GTA 6 coming out on November 19th, 2026. I wonder if there's like that's like a cosmic center of the universe for game releases. Let's see, what was it? October 15th, 2015? They went back to the future. I'm not sure, but FFPQ came out November 21st. Yeah, I think November strategically that's a month because that's where one of the that's the month like right before, like right after the quarter, and it's also right before Christmas time. So traditionally they've tried to release games close to that time so that they could get in on that holiday, you know, those holiday numbers. That's when parents traditionally started looking for games for their kids, and you know, parents don't know anything about video games really. So that's when they typically tend to buy stuff for the kids right before Christmas. it looks like we're going to have 55 million in cash. Take a look at our grand totals here. After we get done clearing all these wood chips out. So we made 40 million last time. We ended up spending all that, but we bought a lot of the map. So can we spend 55 million even though we already own most of the map? I think we can. I think it's possible. I think anything's possible if you put your mind to it. Put your mind to it. You can accomplish anything. A little quick fly about here. So there's our farm. A good little farm, but it's just we're running out of room. So I've got this open lot down here. Left our fuel thing down here. I think we got enough room down here. We could at least build some sheds if we needed to and park some equipment. Not too many open lot there. There is a nice little area down here that's got a nice open lot on it. You really can't see a whole lot with all the snow coverage, but there are little concrete or asphalt, gravel, whatever it is, areas within these areas. So there's a little strip of a pad up here on the north side of town. Alright, I'll have the last little bit. $977 million you spent on your map? Wow. I don't know that we've done that yet. I'll say if you do a lot of landscaping, a lot of flattening or something like that, then maybe, yeah, I can see that. You gotta be careful doing that. We did that back on Green Valley, Nebraska. And, yeah, we broke that map. That thing started flickering. a little bit. 665,000 liters. Okay. Wow. I look back and I just see Fuzzy like going that way. Okay, so I'm going to take a look and see how much we made here first. So we made just off of the wood chips that we had. We had, what, 36,000 liters, I think we said. Just over 36,000 liters of, or no, 36 million liters of wood chips. We made $61 million and 61,239,000. It's not bad. I think that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. That's always nice. Let's buy some things. Let's go take a look at the map first. Again, not much left that we haven't bought. So, in some of this stuff, some of the fields have not been planted in anything. Maybe we wait on those, but some of them have been planted in stuff. So there's a field that's got canola in it. There's some fields that have like wheat in them and barley. I think there's barley down here. Is this the barley? No, this is wheat. That's spelt. Maybe that other field was spelt as well. This is the one that had barley. I knew I saw a barley field somewhere. So there's the barley field. So I'd say we get the ones that we kind of know that we want. Go to growth and see. There's a rye field down here. Let's get that one. So that completes this kind of block down here. I say we get this little lot here. Buy that. I think that was spelt. Yeah, that's spelt. We'll get the canola field. I'm going to go ahead and buy these little lots in the town here. And then get the roller coaster lot. And then we'll get this field full of spelt. That one hasn't been planted. This one's got the barley, so we'll go ahead and buy that. Okay. And then we'll get these open lots up here. Which we already own the sawmill. We own the production. We'll go ahead and get that. And get the lots that they actually sit on. We'll be like McDonald's, you know. That's what McDonald's did back in the day. They bought the land that the franchise restaurants sat on. So if the franchisees decided to like back out or something like that, then McDonald's still owned the land. Or if they didn't like something that the franchisee was doing, they could just, you know, not renew their lease. So that's how McDonald's became a big global company. We could buy the lots that the places sit on. They're not that expensive. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the lots that they sit on. Okay. These right here too. Little open lot right there. And then I guess we could just buy the lots that the production sit on because we're going to be getting a lot of those. These are not that expensive. They're like 30 some odd $1,000 a piece, looks like. 32. 32. 35. Some of them are a little more expensive. I don't know why. Maybe they've got trees on them or something. 34. 37 for that one. That one is 35. Okay. We can't buy the baseball field. I was really hoping I could buy the baseball field and then I could go out there with my little snapper mower and mow the football field and the baseball field, but no, we can't do that. And then I think the rest of the fields will wait. There's like only 3 more. Got that one there. That one there. And that one there. That's the only land that we don't own. Just those 3 things. So we'll wait on those, I guess, for now. We are going to buy some equipment, but I think it's prudent that we peeled like the sheds, the park set equipment in. So we'll probably need to liquidate a little bit of equipment, but let's buy some equipment. All right, but first we need to get out of this winter weather soup bowl here. So let's see. Not that one. What am I trying to do? Oh, I want to sleep. Okay, let's click on that. There we go. Let's just go to 8 a.m. The snow is falling. I remember when I was sleeping, getting through November, I got to December and like I looked at the forecast and it was like snow all the way up through March. So I'll have to go back and look at the forecast again. Guess I could be looking at the sales pages too, see if anything special is on sale that we might want. Alright, let's go into February. And then I am gonna, before we get started really on a whole lot of stuff, I'm gonna get on my first break here. I will say there's plenty to do around like the farm here. Oh, there's a little skid steer, a little John Deere skid steer. Get that. We would need that for anything. I don't think we would need that for anything though. Yay, the snow's gone. Let's check these fields out there, see if they planted anything in them. If they don't plant anything by April and they're still there, we'll pick them up in April. But if like if somebody turned around and planted that in soybeans, I'd be like, oh well, darn, you know. All right. Keep on keeping on. No, I have not updated the map yet. Saw that He was going to be releasing a update, what, version 3. I'll say we updated to 2, but I saw where he was going to be releasing version 3. We did pay back our loan, so we're good there. We already own one of those. Wait, what day is it? It's February 2nd. Oh no, there's more snow. Let's sleep before it covers the entire map. Gonna snow again today. Oh, there's an in-game cotton picker and another baler. I don't know if that's one. I think we're good. We've got 2 cotton strippers, which are the best ones, so I think we'll stick with those. We could get another. We already own one of these. We could get a second baler. Trying to find the more realistic one. The one in real life. I think it's that one right there. Arc lights, standard twin. Definitely want the silage tank. And I think we're good there. We'll take the plate off. Okay, we'll get another baler. Okay. That's for the rope. I was looking at that. Let's go into March. More snow. Yeah, 3 is out. What does 3 change? What is that? What does that add? I know it takes away. He said in his notes that he was taking away the ability to like remove placeables or something like that. I think we're fine there. Check the weather forecast here. Okay, it doesn't look like there's going to be any more snow. Wonder, since it's March now, did they plant anything in any of these fields? Not yet. We just gotta wait for the snow to go away. May have to sleep another day. Unless the map is updating and changing right now, which I don't know. I didn't see the snow disappearing yet. It was pretty quick to disappear the last time there. Let's check on some of our productions while we're waiting. Yeah, looks like the fertilizer, we could shut that off probably. We can shut down the manure thing. We can shut down the dryer. Those have been shut down. plenty of silage in there. Probably need to move some of that. We're still drying soybeans. And we haven't even reached our full potential for soybeans yet, but we're still drying them. We got 618,000 liters left to dry. We got 782 that are dried. Alright, so the snow's not disappearing. Let's sleep another day. We need to get into where we can do some field work. Going to March 2nd. Yay, the snow disappeared. Looks like there might be some rain in the forecast, but I'll take rain over snow. We gotta have something. Says there's rain in the forecast, but I don't see any down there in the thing. But the thing up there says rain, so I'm gonna say it's probably gonna rain at some point. Alright, so let me change out of my jacket because it's now this time of year. Like right there. Don't need my coat anymore. T-shirt back on. Here we go. Alright, so I am going to take my first break. You guys over on YouTube, we'll say goodbye to you guys. So yeah, catch the next video. We're fixing to get ready to build some stuff and buy some stuff. And it's going to be a good time. Fuzzy's going to have to go through the painstaking, agonizing process of driving brand spanking new equipment. So we'll see you guys in the next video, YouTube. Until the next time, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We'll see you, YouTube. Bye.